Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our channel, Paws On Animation.
And today we're covering the Usotoki Rhetoric manga.
And this manga was a recent find at our local library, even though the story itself has been out for 4 years. So, want to see if anyone else has read this unique detective story. It's really, really good.
Before we start, be sure to like, subscribe, click notifications on future podcasts, and World of Paws videos.
And thank you for joining us, subscribing, sharing our videos, commenting, and so much more. As always, we appreciate it very much.
Yes.
So, yes, this is a manga that I saw on the shelf, and there were 3 volumes, and never heard of it, and figured, okay, let's give it a try. The artwork is really good on the covers, really detailed and vibrant, and that caught my attention. And neither of us knew anything about this manga.
Right. And I think it was like the first 3 volumes were available there, and it turns out there's like way more than that. And recently there was supposed to be a live action adaptation, but it's not premiered for Western audiences yet. But there is no manga. There is a manga, but there is no anime yet for it, which is a surprise. Usually you get animes pretty quickly.
So the series right now is airing on Fuji TV. It's been airing since October 7th. And what I don't understand is why the series doesn't have a manga series, doesn't have an anime, because it's fantastic. So for those of you unfamiliar with Rhetoric, which I'm going to call it for short, like we weren't, it's a manga series written and illustrated by Ritsu Miyako, and it ran from October 2012 to March 2018. And as we mentioned, there's a live-action TV drama series airing on Fuji TV. When are we going to get an anime? Because it needs one.
Right.
And it's the genre of historical mystery.
Right.
And I think when I'm reading it, reminded a lot of Case Closed, which we've only seen a few episodes.
Right.
But it's really popular and has been a long-standing favorite for decades.
Yes. And with this, they have a more unique take on the mystery, where they sort of have like a reversal of who the culprit or guilty party is, where Case Closed usually has a setup mystery, something stolen, someone's taken out, something you have to figure out who did it, leaving clues, and it's a kid who's not really a kid trying to solve it, and sort of working backwards. And here, the twist is that one of them can actually hear lies, and the voices sound different to her. When they speak, it sounds metallic-y, and that's how they know that the person is lying. So in here, you already know who the culprits are, but you have to prove that they did it. Kind of like how Guilty Party has the end of the game, prove everyone else is innocent and prove this person did it.
Yes. And it also reminds me, when I'm reading it, of Moriarty the Patriot. It's got that, it's calm, but it's got that underlying drama. And then the more they get closer to solving the mystery, the more drama there is, the more exciting it gets. And for me, I've been surprised almost every time how it's solved is revealed. Now, one of them, with the case of the triplets, I already had thought it was twins. Didn't guess triplets, so still was a surprise.
Right. And they only have read 3 volumes, and I think each one has its own mystery to solve. They're pretty quick in just a chapter or 2, but it does keep you engaged. And
I think also, like Moriarty Patriot, you have, as you mentioned, the one character that has the ability to hear lies. Her name is Konako Urabe.
Okay.
And then you've got the poor detective, E.Y. Soma.
Yeah, they make
he's
sure to
poor,
know he's poor,
but good looking, so he'll be fine.
Okay, yeah.
And he reminds me a lot of the characters in Moriarty the Patriot, because he's very intelligent. He acts like a goof. He acts silly. He's unassuming. He's younger. And again, he's poor, so most people aren't taking him seriously.
Right.
But once she helps him solve the mystery and it's put in the local paper, then he gets more business. It reminds me of Moriarty the Patriot in the sense that he's very intelligent. You wouldn't guess it from the way he behaves.
Right.
But he sits back, he's very observant, and he picks up things that no one else picks up, and then along with her telling him whom the guilty culprit is, he's able to solve it. And that, in that sense, is a lot like Moriarty the Patriot. And I absolutely love this manga.
Right. And like Moriarty, they still have some humor put in between the storylines and the mysteries and things. There are times where it does get pretty serious, especially one of the culprits that kind of was kidnapping someone. But they do keep us really even level.
Yes.
And when they do have humor in there, it's mostly towards the fact that Soma is poor. He's poor. The whole joke he's poor. And then when he finally gets paid, all these bill collectors come in and say, hey, we heard you got paid. Time for you to pay us. And it's like, well, he can't eat now because he's got to pay all you.
Oh, he finds a way to eat. He mooches off of people. It's fun. You like him as a character. Now, what's surprising is, as we mentioned, its manga ran from 2012 to 2018. It only has 10 volumes.
Oh, so it's a short series.
It's short, but it took a while for the mangaka to write it. And also in that sense, we're just getting it released to us in the U.S. in March of 2022.
Oh,
it was just translated to English. And it looks like recently just made available in the library. So I'm not sure why it's taken so long for this book to make it to us and be on the market.
Right.
It is absolutely excellent. It's such a fun read. It's engaging. You like the two main characters, and you also like a few of the supporting characters, like Soma's best friend is a part of it, and his sister, not Soma's, but the best friend's sister. And then you see the local innkeeper and a few people who are secondary, and that reminds me kind of Sherlock the live action.
Right.
So I think they were influenced by quite a few things to make it. But the great thing is it's something different on its own. It's very unique. It's not like anything that we've read so far.
Yeah, true.
So the School Library Journal listed the first volume of Rhetoric as one of the top 10 manga of 2022.
Oh, wow.
Here in the U.S. And the Anime News Network rated the first volume a B, praising the historical setting, while stating that the mysteries were decent without being mind-blowing. But again, when you get further into each volume, they become surprising.
Yes.
And you really are stumped on figuring out how these different things took place. There's even one in the first volume that they're referring to where it involves the supernatural. And the way that it's set up, you're made to think that someone who's passed away is doing the crime.
Yeah.
And the way it's revealed and how it was done, I was very surprised in how it was solved. It's like, wow. I mean, not solved, but revealed how the crime was done.
Yeah.
Like, wow, these people go through a lot of work. So I don't know if Miyako has written other manga. If you guys know, let us know in the comments. But I can say that even though it took a while to finish it, I would love to see more work by this author.
Yes.
Absolutely, because it's just a great read. And the drawings themselves remind you of a lot of other manga you've seen. It's simple drawings.
Yes.
But again, the artwork on the
right.
covers themselves.
And it's not generic at all, right?
No. The volume covers are gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So, if you've read Usotoki Rhetoric, let us know in the comments. Did you read it when it first came out in 2022? Or are you reading it now like we are? Let us know what you think. If you haven't, we highly recommend you get to the library and get it for free. It's also available on Amazon.
Yes.
It runs $14 to $15 per volume.
Oh gosh, you're right.
So it's not a cheap investment, but if you end up loving it and you think you want to reread it, then you may want to go ahead and invest in that. And lastly, if you are able to watch the drama that's airing now on Fuji TV, wherever you are, let us know how it is so far.
Yeah.
And did they stick to the manga one-to-one, or did they get really creative like tends to happen with live action adaptations? Let us know.
Right. And if you haven't already, subscribe for updates and weekly videos for anime series, anime shows, and all things animation.
Yes, if you have any recommendations for manga for us to read, let us know in the comments if we haven't covered them. We are looking for more content, and we have run through so much manga. Some not appropriate for the Paws On Animation family channel. And a few have gone on my channel for that reason. But we need some more content.
Right.
And thank you so much for joining us, subscribing, and sharing. You know, as always, you are
special. Thank you so much for watching, Master Entertainment.
And I'm Mama Entertainment.
Have a fantastic day.
Peace.